I can easily edit skin using frequency separation from the start to the very end in just the shortest time possible. And if at all a beginner or professional and have always struggled with retaining skin details in the images, this is the best tutorial for you. So in this, we're going to be learning how to use frequency separation. To download the image for along, simply check the links in the description of this video. So in order to edit this kind of image, we are simply going to come to the background layer right here and duplicate it by pressing Ctrl J, or you can use Command J twice. So just press Command J twice, or you can use Ctrl J. Name this to color, or you can name it the low frequency, and you're going to double click on this name to name this to texture, or you can name it the high frequency. So after doing that, you're simply going to come and select the color layer, turn off the high frequency layer, simply come to filter, blur, come to Gaussian blur. So when you come to Gaussian blur, take the radius slider all the way down to the minimum and click on an area you feel has more skin details on the skin. And you see the preview right here in this square. So just come to the radius slider and left click and start dragging it up as you are releasing the left click button. So you left click and you drag and you release the left click button and to see the effect in real time. So I'm just going to drag and stop at the point whereby the details or the textures are just starting to disappear from the skin of our model. So at about 11, that is when the details or the textures are just starting to disappear from the image. I'll click OK, select the texture layer, activate it. Then you're going to come to image, apply image. It is going to open up this window. So these are settings that we have to apply to the image. So under layer, select the color layer. The source is the name of the photo you're editing rather. So the source name of the photo being edited, color, select the color layer. Channel has to be RGB. Make sure the blending, because you're editing a 16-bit image, is set to add. Opacity at 100%, preserve transparency and mask are not checked. The scale is 2, offset 0. So just type in these values 2 and 0 and turn on the invert option, and you'll see the textures on this gray layer. But if at all you have 8 right here, it means your image is going to be 8-bit. This is what you have to do. So after selecting the color layer, make sure the channel is RGB, blending has to be subtract, the scale is 2, offset 128. Make sure invert is not turned on, and you'll see the textures on this gray layer. So ours is a 16-bit image, so I'll revert this to 16-bit settings. Scale is 2, offset 0, and I'll invert, click OK. Change the blend mode from normal to linear light. Select both layers by pressing Ctrl or Command on the keyboard. Then press Ctrl G, or you can use Command G on the keyboard. Group these layers. Double click to name that to frequency separation. And after doing that, click on the drop down arrow right there to open up the group. So after opening up the group, select the color or low frequency layer and turn off the texture or high frequency layer. So you're just going to start by blending or even out the skin tones. So just come to the brushes, right click and get the mixer brush tool. And for the settings for whichever tool you select in Photoshop are always going to be above there. So make sure the settings for the brush, hardness set to 0, soft round brush is selected. Make sure clean brush is also selected. Make sure this second option that says clean brush after each stroke is also selected. With a weight of 9%, load 75, mix 90% and flat 100%. Make sure sample all layers is not turned on. And what is left is simply blending. And by the way, if at all the mixer brush tool is showing a plus icon, make sure you deactivate the caps lock key on the keyboard. And as well as you're editing, you have to play around with different sizes of the mixer brush tool. To increase on the size of the brush, you can use the right box bracket key on the keyboard, and to reduce on the size, you can use the left box bracket key on the keyboard. And as you're editing, make sure that you edit at a distance, because this helps us edit faster and you can see or identify the areas that are containing uneven skin tone transitions. So what is left? So to blend, you simply left click and hold down and you mix skin tones just like that. So you mix the highlights alone, mid-tones alone, and the shadows alone. So I've blended those colors. So I'll come this area and blend. So you also have to follow the way the face is shaped. So you can see by just brushing and blending, that area is going to have smooth transitions. But don't mind if at all it is looking plastic, because we can always recover the details by turning on the texture layer. So I'm just going to blend just like that. You can see on the cheekbone area, I have to move the brush following the direction of the cheek or how light is falling on that given area. So reduce on the size if at all you're editing or blending colors in a very tiny or small area. And where these colors are transitioning from one color to another, reduce on the size and use a very tiny or small brush to brush in that particular area. So you can see a nose is moving in this up down direction. So I'll use a very small brush to blend the highlight on the nose and blend the shadows on that other side of the nose. So you can see how the skin tones are now blending and the skin looks smoother than it was meant to be initially. So I'll just come this other side and continue blending, reduce on the size. So you can see that it is very easy to learn skin retouching by just following these steps. So make sure that you have followed each and every step as shown or emphasized in this video so that you can have the most perfect results. So you can see I've zoomed all the way out to see the uneven skin tone transitions or the inconsistencies in the skin. So I'll reduce on the size and continue working. Increase and work on the skin area just like that. So you can see that the skin now looks a little bit smooth, but right now we can't see or identify the textures. Remember, we always have to edit photos in a better and more natural and realistic way. So just come and turn on the texture or high frequency layer, and you can see that the textures are still left intact in this very photo. So you can see by turning on the group and off, you can see that the skin textures have been left intact and we have not distorted them. So you can as well continue editing with this high frequency layer turned on to blend some areas better. So after doing this, you can notice that we have still maintained the original skin details. So after that, you can say before, after. You can even improve this or perfect it by adding an additional step, that is using the lasso tool. So just come and get the lasso tool and make sure new selection mode is activated. So with the texture layer turned on this time around and still on the low frequency layer, we can simply draw a shape. So make sure the feathering is 20 pixels so that the selection of a given area can be smooth. So just come and just select, just like keep away from the hair and the eyebrows or some of the edges. Then come back to filter, blur, and come to Gaussian blur. It is going to bring back the initial radius we use for our frequency separation. So what we have to do in this case, just multiply this radius by 3 and put in the value. So 11 by 3 is 33. So just type in 33 and you can see it tends to perfect the areas that we may have accidentally missed out as we are trying to blend using the Mr. Brush tool. So select areas that are having the same color and follow the shapes that you have to use, have to follow the way the face is shaped in this case. So if at all you apply the Gaussian blur in a given area and you feel like it is too much, right click on the selection and come to fade Gaussian blur, and you can reduce on the effect or the opacity in that given area. So I would recommend that you don't apply this to the nose area because it has a habit of making it look flat and look bigger than it is meant to be in reality. So I'm just going to do this. So this step I only apply it on the face area and I don't apply it on the rest of the body because the face most times contains more textures than the rest of the body. So I'll just click on OK. So you can see the overall before after. Right now we now have pimples or blemishes remaining in our photo. So in order to remove the pimples, select the texture layer. Remember, pimples are part of the textures in this very image. So select the texture or high frequency layer, come and select the clone stamp tool and make sure for your settings the hardness set to 0 and mode is set to normal, opacity at 100%, flat 100%. Make sure the sample is set to current layer because we want to remove blemishes that are part of the currently selected layer, which is the high frequency layer. So we are going to come and zoom into the image. This time around we have to zoom all the way in. So to remove, for example, a given pimple, we make sure that the size of the clone stamp tool is big enough to cover the pimple that we want to remove. And to increase or reduce on the size of the clone stamp tool, we have to use the open brackets on the keyboard. or the bracket keys on the keyboard, the box bracket keys. So to remove a pimple, after making sure that the size is big enough to remove that pimple, we hold down the option key on the keyboard for Mac. Then for Windows it is the alternate key on the keyboard. Option, left click on an area that is close to the pimple and release the option key on the keyboard and simply left click once again over the pimple to stamp clean skin over the pimple, and in that way the pimple is going to be covered. So you have to keep on sampling from different areas because these pimples are going to be located in areas that have different colors. So you have to keep on sampling from different various areas so that you can maintain the originality of the skin or how light was falling onto the subject's skin. So I'm just going to be doing this for the rest of the pimples, and always take your time as you are trying to clean up or clear the pimples or blemishes on the model's skin. So this is the last step for our skin retouching, and let's try to clear up or clean up this very image before I show you the overall before and after. So if you have found value in this very video, I request that you hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. So I'm just going to remove all these pimples and skin imperfections like the blemishes and the acne on the skin. So you can see by just doing this, the skin is going to be looking smooth and it's going to be natural and highly realistic. So I'm just going to do this. So take your time as you are zooming in and out to see and identify the pimples and the blemishes that you haven't been able to identify or remove. So this is the last step that I recommend you to do for your frequency separation after evening the skin tones. So command minus, let me show you the before and after for this very image. I'll close the folder, before, after, before, after, before, after. So this is how you can edit using frequency separation from the start to the very end in the shortest time possible. And if at all you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the video and don't forget to subscribe if at all you have been watching and you are not yet subscribed to this channel. Ronnix from Ronnixphotography. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in more videos on this channel. Don't forget to keep practicing and also keep creating.